Chatsworth, New Hampshire, in the number 21. Give it up for Ryan Bell. Inside of row number 6. Sorry, outside of row number 6. The 15L is good for the Sunapee, New Hampshire native of Eric Wano. Inside of row number 6, starting in the 11th spot, the number 2 is good for the Cavendish, Vermont native of Ben Lambert. Starting in the 10th spot out of Leicester, New Hampshire, the number 28 is good for Josh Rule. The 9th spot is good for the number 38, a rookie here on the Outlaw Late Models in 2025 out of Claremont, New Hampshire, Mark LaRoche. Outside of row number 4, the 2023 Outlaw Late Model Series champion here at the Claremont Motorsports Park, the Charlestown, New Hampshire native for Ben Poland. 7th spot is good for our defending Outlaw Late Model champion, the 8 New Hampshire out of Leicester, New Hampshire. Give it up for the Predator guy, Karen. 6th spot's going to bring us the hometown boy, the number 15 out of Claremont, Tyler Lesgard. The 5th spot brings us our championship leader out of Baltimore, Vermont, the number 77 for Cam Curtis. Outside of row number 2, in the number 55, that is good for the Canaan, New Hampshire native of Robbie Streeter. 3rd spot will bring us another rookie on the Outlaw Late Models, the number 79 out of Enfield, New Hampshire, Trevor Rock. Outside of him, out of Scottney, Vermont, starting in the 2nd spot, the 4 Vermont will bring us the Weasel, Chris Riondo. And your pole sitter, out of Windsor, Vermont, the number 10 Claremont Motorsports Park. Give it up for Steve Bly. Claremont Motorsports Park, I need all of your assistance. The drivers need to be able to hear you. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gentlemen, the distance here in our super event of the evening, the Richardson Memorial. It was rescheduled from last Friday evening when others took this race from us. We were not going to let them be brought back tonight, and we are ready to rock. number 2. If you do it again, Marco, it's not Here we go, wrapped and stacked into the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Sometimes you got to go on a quick launch cycle. You got about 5 minutes at the park below. And it's got to go on and on. Throw on this. Go that way. You can take it one lap. It's all about room before the first time. And try this all again. Chris Rihanna, Steve Live, Tommy Streeter, Dan Curtis, the Predator guy can. Trevor Rock, Tyler Lesdor, Ben Cole, Josh Poole, Ben Lambert, Ryan Bell, let's go together this year. It looks like really heavy. Head inside, get that car worked on, see if they can fix. So we will swap lanes for this restart. Riendo in the 4 on the inside. Wide in the outside lane. Rear and Rock all ready to go. Ben Poland, one of the early favorites, 0-0 in 7th position. Just one lap on the scoreboard, 49 remaining. Outlaw late models, Mike Richardson. Field in tow behind the highly official Claremont Motorsports Park Base car. They get the Commander crossover into the restart double trial. going to the rear. Every once in a while, ladies and gentlemen, you see something you didn't expect. I didn't expect to see that 10 miles an hour. Somebody had ladies and gentlemen, Gary Duff. I haven't even been alive for 40 years, Marco, and Gary's over here doing track journalism for the last 40. I'll tell you what, he's forgotten more about motor racing. Get the one to green. And it looks like Trevor Rock, Cam Curtis, Tyler Lescourt, that Lambert and Josh Wu to be back in field. Mark LaRoche off the racetrack. Wide. But we've got several contenders squaring off at the front of the field. Any of the top six. Any of the top six. Honestly, all 9 of these drivers could really, Marco, seriously, I mean, if we think about it, Cam Curtis, your championship leader, Trevor Rock is more and more used to that kind of energy, competitive driver in the REC Super Streets, the 55, comes out Tyler Lescourt has won here before, race starting one headed to Country Fuels Victory Lane in the Mike Richardson Memorial. It's the driver of car number 8. Got Karen on a victory lap. He's headed to Country Fuels, victory lane. Where third place, Ben Poland and runner-up Cristiano will also join the one, the only. Nick Adams, the Atom Bomb, is headed for Country Fuels Victory Lane as Guy Karen parks car number 8 on the checkerboard. All right, Nick's track side, we'll send it down there.
The spring trip was broken at that event already before you started. Hey. Who's in the back? This person. They got the good one. I saw the video. I saw videos of him going around before it started. He was fucking drunk.
All right, down here with the second place finisher in our Outlaw late models. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Weasel, Chris Riondo. Chris, you had it. You were up front for the first 22 laps. Then once Guy was able to get by you, he was able to put about a quarter of a racetrack between you. How was the car?
The car was just off a little bit, but I made them guys have to work for it, just like everything. They destroyed the car a couple weeks ago, so they're going to earn it that way, and they earned it. Congratulations to them. Poland, same thing. Good job with them guys. I got to thank Fraser's Place, Cutting Edge Property Management, Maurice Enterprises, Norway Auto Salvage, Mountainside Graphics, Left Hander, Brooks Automotive, Lightning Chassis, and all the crew for coming out and working on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher, the Weasel, Chris Riondo. All right, make my way over here to our third place finisher, ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Outlaw Late Model Champion, Ben Poland. Ben, 2025 hasn't been exactly what you wanted it to be. Tonight must feel pretty good to get it on the podium at least.
Oh, any night at the racetrack is a good night, no matter what. First off, I want to congratulate Guy and Mike. They've had one heck of a string of bad luck this year, and it's awesome to see them finally get all the stars lined up and get a W.
Who do you want to thank for helping getting this 00 out here every week?
I got to thank my dad, my uncle, RSP Race Chassis, Rich and Rich. Those guys up there do phenomenal work. And fans for coming out and watching, and family for allowing me to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your third place finisher here in the Outlaw Late Models, Ben Poland. All right, make my way up here to the black and white checkered squares, parking it in Country Fuels Victory Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, the Predator Guy, Karen. Yeah, you know, Benny kind of set me up for it, my own question. 2025 for him hasn't been great. 2025 for you has been a string of bad luck. Parking this thing in the black and white checkered squares must make that all feel a little bit better.
Oh, it does. This is a race we've been trying to win as a team for quite a few years. We've had a horrific year. Mechanical problems. We knew this was a good car once we got everything lined up and finally finished one of these. We knew we'd have a good piece.
Who do you want to thank for helping getting this car out here?
I'd like to thank Mike Richardson, Matt Waterman, PJ Auto, Ron's Fixing Shop. I got a whole bunch of them. Lake Sotheby Plumbing and Heating. Booty, American Tire and Brake. You know, this one's for Mike's dad and my good buddy Barry Messer, who isn't doing too well, so I'd like to dedicate this one to him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause. Your winner here in your Outlaw Late Models, the Predator Guy, Karen. All right, head on over to the souvenir booth now, folks, for the final call for our 50-50. Reminder, all proceeds that the track gets from the 50-50 tonight are going to be donated to the Claremont schools and their programs. Once again, head over to the concession stands to grab yourself a 50-50 ticket and help out the school. Marco, I'm going to send it back out to you. I see the Ace Tex Tire and Auto 604 Modifieds in staging.